Hi guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I greet you and I bring glad tidings. Ma Service NG, how are you doing? My topic today is the People's Mandate and the Lagos train incident. I want us to talk about this from a um, spiritual and a physical perspective. I want us to talk and be honest with each other. Um, the biggest problem we can ever have in this life is when we fail to face reality. The failure of us when it comes to facing reality is one of the biggest problems we would ever get. Someone said, where did I get my face cap? I got my face cap from buydirect.com. Buydirect.com is an internet shopping service. The guy is amazing. Go to buydirectfromusa.com. Go check it out and order your stuff. So I want us to talk about this because the people have entered what you call mob think. You can go to Google and just type mob think. What is mob mentality? Mob mentality or herd mentality or pack mentality or crowd psychology boils down to the same idea. You need to understand that when the people start thinking as one, it has its advantages and it has its dire consequences. The mob doesn't think straight. You see, let me break your heart. I'm going to say things to you today that you don't want to hear. So you are better off leaving my life. Okay? Groupthink, mob mentality, whatever it is you want to call it, is more or less the same thing. I'm going to say things you don't want to hear. So please prepare to leave my life, because if you are rude with your comments, you will be raptured. I want to say a prayer before I continue. Heavenly Father, I thank you for the gift of today, and I ask for your mercy and your direction, your peace and your love, O Lord. In Yahushua's name I pray. Amen. Now, you need to understand that. Take a look at this election. Pastors have always been part of the problem. There is no Nigerian pastor that does not wine and dine with your political leaders after they've collected the tithe, after they've received the seeds, after they've gotten the tax waivers. All of a sudden now they are angry with the government. They are not angry with the government. They are following you, trying to activate you. You see, let me tell you something. The only people that can be angry with this government is those who have never benefited. As long as you have benefited from this government, you cannot be angry because you are part of the problem. I don't know if I'm connecting with you. As long as you have benefited from this government, you cannot be angry. You lose the right. When the current government has given you a contract where you have made millions, you cannot side with the youth because you are the problem of the youth. You have the DSS at your beck and call. Your private jets, you don't pay parking. You don't pay taxes because you run a church. And when they make other people want to pay taxes, you will come and you will die the whole matter. and then you are saying you are standing with the youth. You are the problem of the youth. Lion child cannot stand with antelopes.
Yes, I'm not home.
You look very pretty today. How are you doing? I needed somebody to read Bible for me.
Sorry, thank you, dear.
I'll call you once I'm done. I cannot be talking to you live all the time. I have to be talking to you one-on-one from time to time, just to be making sure you are good.
Yes, no problem.
So all right then, no problem. So I'll talk to you later. I thought I could use you to read Bible. Not too much Bible, just a bit of Bible. Anyway, my darling sister, take care and God bless.
I'm not. All right, bye-bye.
Wonderful lady. So I want us to talk. I want us to be honest with each other. I know people who have gotten land from the government at discounted rates, but are now fighting the government. You lose that right. Listen, you cannot want... Let me tell you something here. A friend of mine was going through trouble, and she went to see a celeb pastor. You know those days when celeb pastors see they see light. The celeb pastor said that because her father stole Nigeria's money, blah 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 blah, and the curse of the people have been transferred to her head. And she said, but she has moved out of the father's house. The celeb pastor said, but the degree you are using to work, is it not the father that paid for it? How do you denounce yourself from your father when you are still enjoying the benefits that came from being your father's child? Then all of a sudden now, you want to have nothing to do with your father because your father is not Christian and you have become Christian. What has been your restitution? You see, that is why this youth mandate can never work. Because many of the so-called youth have been tainted. I don't know if many of your so-called youths have been tainted. You have collected money from these politicians. You have done yes sir for them. But now you see an opportunity to run for the youth and you want to, you can't. You can't. Every single election in Nigeria, you have rigged, including the last one. But now you have broken out of a party that used rigging to fight election but did not win, and now you don't want to rig. How is that possible? Explain it to me. You see, let me tell you something. I've told you what I'm going to say to you today. You can never like me. But what I'm going to say to you will ring forever. He who lives by the sword. What do they say? He who lives by the sword. You cannot live by the sword on Monday and then decide to live by the Bible on Wednesday. It doesn't work like that. God will forgive you. But remember, the thief on the cross was nailed to the cross. The forgiveness of God does not mean you will not have repercussions. Christ forgave the thief on the cross. He didn't say, now that you have been forgiven, oh yeah, go back home. The guy still by. Hallelujah. The thief on the cross was given free entry to heaven. He was not given free entry back to this earth. Oh. He paid the price on this earth. I don't know if I'm connecting with you. You cannot wake up one day and say you don't want to do something when you are benefited from that thing. Someone said talking rubbish. No problem. You don't have to listen to my rubbish. Log off. Ada, can you read Bible for me? Log off. God bless you. Tonight you'll be seated next to me in the kingdom of heaven. Let me tell you how deep it is. I want us to go back to the scriptures. Ada, can you read scripture for me? Or are you too busy? Okay, God bless you. Let me bring you on. Ada, you rejected. I said I wanted to bring you and you rejected me. Just now and I send you message, and you refused. I don't want to read alone. I'm being lazy. Oh, give her 5 minutes. That was a quick 5 minutes.
Daddy, please give me 5 minutes. Let me dress up, please.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Okay. So we're going to be reading from the book of Luke chapter 23 from verse 29 when Ada comes back. The title of the message is The Lagos Train Accident and the People's Mandate, a scriptural teaching that has to do with politics. I am going to use Christianity, properly grounded scripture, to explain things to you. Are you ready, my love?
Yes. I'm done.
That was the quickest dress up I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't need to do much.
Okay, my darling. Wow, you look nice. So you wear white, you look nice. You wear black, you look nice. Person, we fine. Picking, we no fine. A mirror go kill him. Or nine go buy the mirror. One of the two. All right, please. I need you to read Luke chapter 23 from verse 39. But when you are reading, if I tell you to stop, please stop so I can explain. Luke 23, 39.
Luke 23, what?
39, New Living Translation. Luke 23, 39.
All right. Ring lights on. Yep. Luke 23, 39.
Yes.
One of the criminals hanging beside him scoffed. So you are the Messiah, are you? Prove it by saving yourself and us too.
Sorry, one by one, my darling. I want you to read the words one by one so that it hits the people clearly, because I'm going to break it down to them. Do you understand?
All right.
Yes. New Living Translation, NLT.
One of the criminals hanging beside him scoffed. So you are the Messiah, are you? Prove it by saving yourself and us too, while you are at it.
You are the Messiah, Abi. Prove that you are the Messiah by saving not just yourself, but us. Continue.
All right, 40. But the other criminal protested, don't you fear God, even when you have been sentenced to die? We deserve to die for our crimes, but this man hasn't done anything wrong. Then he said, Jesus, remember me when Yahushua, remember me when you come into your kingdom. And Yahushua replied, I assure you today, you'll be with me in paradise.
Now, I assure you today, you'll be with me in paradise. There were two men. The first one in verse 39. Can you read 39 again?
39. One of the criminals hanging beside him scoffed, you are the Messiah, are you? Prove it by saving yourself and us too while you are at it.
Now, you need to understand that the world has been set in motion to function in a certain way.
Yeah.
Christ healed diseases. Christ raised the dead. But Christ could not go against the law. The only thing he did to go against the law was argue to the conscience of those upholding the law, like in the situation of the woman caught in the very act of adultery. He said to the people, he said, the person who has not sinned should cast the first stone. He didn't stop them. They stopped themselves. You see, once the law has been set in place, there is give and there is take. There is action and there is consequence. The first guy said, save us.
Yeah.
The second guy said, forgive me. Many of us Nigerians are like the first guy in verse 39. You have eaten with the politicians. You have enjoyed the benefits of the politicians. Your fathers walked with them. You have enjoyed many of the companies you are working in were set up by these same politicians. You've enjoyed their loot. Then all of a sudden you woke up one day and you want to change. It doesn't work like that. Sadly, but it doesn't work like that. Unless you are ready to vomit everything that you have eaten from the corrupt system. Only then can you stand up. Because when the Yoruba people say he who comes to equity must come with clean hands, they are not stupid. You can't come to equity with your own hands soiled. I'm going to take this a little further. I wish you had I wish you had Greek Bible. The next part I wanted to read for you is very sweet in the Greek Bible. You won't see it in any of the Bible translations except NIV. Matthew chapter 27. Do you have NIV by any chance? Okay, NLT. NLT is fine. Matthew chapter 27 verse 17. Read from that.
Matthew 27,
17.
I read. Okay. As the crowd gathered before Pilate's house that morning, he asked them, which one do you want me to release to you, Barabbas or Yahushua, who is called the Messiah? He knew very well that the religious leaders had arrested Yahushua out of envy. Just then, as Pilate was sitting on the judgment seat, his wife sent him his message, leave that innocent man alone. I suffered through a terrible nightmare about him last night. Meanwhile, the leading priest and the elders persuaded the crowd to ask for Barabbas to be released and for Yahushua to be put to death. So the governor asked again, which of these two do you want?
Mute. I think a call is coming in.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So the crowd shouted back. Okay, sorry. 21. So the governor asked again, which of these two do you want me to release to you? The crowd shouted back, Barabbas. Pilate responded, then what should I do with Yahushua, who is called the Messiah? They shouted back, crucify him.
Stop.
Why?
Stop. No need to go further. We know the story. Who shouted, crucify him? The people. If you read this in the original Greek Bible, I studied New Testament in Greek. Barabbas' name is actually also Jesus. So he was Jesus Barabbas and Jesus Christ. You will not see this. The only translation that carries this is the NIV. In Greek, it is Jesus ton Baraban e Jesus ton legomenon Christon. That is, I'll use the word Jesus. Jesus Barabbas, or Jesus that is known as the Messiah. So there were two Yahushuas brought before Pilate. I want you to understand that the crowd will always choose the thief, because they are always manipulated by the religious leaders. Once they go into a mob mentality, I saw this happen with Buhari. Have you forgotten Buhari was our Messiah at a point?
Yeah.
Guys, Buhari was literally our Messiah. He promised us, if you've forgotten, I've not forgotten, $1 to 1 naira. If you forget, me, I know if you forget too. He was a Messiah. And all of a sudden, we now have a new Messiah that the people have chosen. But you see, I have a problem with messiahs. And I'm going to explain this to you clearly. Please, if you're watching on TikTok, share the video. Let as many people see as possible. And I'm going to be rewarding my top gifters with a shout out, and I'll follow you back. And if you help me reach my my target, send me happy Fridays. I need 20 happy Fridays, and I'm gonna follow you right back on TikTok. Share the message. If you're watching, buy my stars on Facebook. Thank you all so much, and big shout out to you on YouTube. Now, let me break this down to you guys. Yeah, have you sat down to detach yourself from the Nigerian situation? You can't work if you're in the beautiful thing with me is I'm not in the situation. I look at the situation from afar. I have friends in every political party. I do not, let me tell you, when they do their politics and finish, I've had some friends that have fought with me, and I'm wondering. I had some friends that fought with me over Buhari. Over Buhari. Imagine how silly you look now. Ada, imagine you fought me over Buhari, who was our Messiah. Someone, they are sending me, they are greeting me happy Friday. No, don't type it. Go and buy it's there. Help me meet my target, my gift target. Happy Friday gift, not happy Friday typing happy Friday. First person to give me a happy Friday gift on TikTok, I will follow you right away. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Did you guys, you see, I need you to do something. Stop being obedient for one day, or maybe a week. Stop being batified. Stop being articulated. Just be you. Straight thinking you. Don't just remove yourself. You are in the crowd. You are shouting with the crowd, crucify him, crucify him, crucify him, without actually sitting down to actually calculate things properly. You are overrun by emotions. Because let me break it down to you. Whether Obi goes back and reclaims his lost mandate, or Tinubu continues as our president, or Atiku comes from somewhere and creates another mandate, some people are saying never. That's why you will continue the way you are. Let me tell you something. Nigeria can never be resolved. It's Kishekbe in the next 10 years. And I need you to think. Do you know why Nigeria can never be resolved? Good. A driver is driving his car filled with passengers in a bus. And he's driving across a train track. And they are telling him in the bus to slow down. And he continues and risks their lives. Is that the government's fault? Explain to me how that is the government's fault. Let's talk. How is that Buhari's fault? How is that Tinubu's fault? What would Peter Obi have done to change that? Or what will Atiku or Showore have done to change that narrative? You see, the problem is you are looking for a Messiah that will satisfy your wife in bed, provide food on your table, sort your entire life out. The same way you go to God for the most mundane and stupid things is the same way you go to man to solve problems you can solve by yourselves. People argue this thing all the time. If the leadership is good, the people will be better. I understand if there are more jobs, there will be less Yahoo. I understand. If there are more jobs, there will be less Uloshu. That is understandable. But you cannot tell me that if there are more jobs, more dingbats who jump across the railway line with their cars will reduce. There are some poverty-related crimes, but there are also some humanity, wickedness, inbuilt selfishness-related crimes. Let me show you a video. This happened to me on my way back. This is it. Let me do it like this so you guys can see. You hear it. It's on my TikTok.
Can you guys see the road?
Okay. So are you guys seeing it so I can release it?
Look at Nigerians. Their leaders are bad. Their leaders are bad. Eh? Look at them. This is the queue.
Can you see the
Can
red
you guys see
side?
the road? This is the queue right here. These guys, in a hurry to get to where they are going, have blocked the incoming lane. Just look at this. And all these people want better leaders. Are they good citizens? Just look at this. They have gone to block the incoming lane, and that's why there's traffic. Look at this one to jump from the back.
Can you see?
Going to block. Look at that. Now it's
Now create a third lane.
And this one
In a road that is going and coming, you have created 2 lanes and blocked the people coming. Now, inside the 2 lanes, one person get mind to create lane number 3. Now, if the government impounds these vehicles, listen, I know the government too overdoes. If you are trying to go to Unilag, there is one, and Sanwo-Olu, work on this. Whoever is going to be Lagos governor, work on it. You are going to Unilag, they will hide that one-way sign in the middle of nowhere. You will just pass. You go down, pass and finish. You are supposed to go down and turn. Abroad, there will be a big freaking sign telling you turn this way. But because they use them to eat, we understand when your car is impounded because you go and you pass a government, a one-way that was not one way before. A friend of mine, he's actually watching this live, was bringing my Cartier to me the other day, my Cartier watch. They told them to pass one way. See, that's the road. They enter there, they seize their Mercedes. Yes, I understand that that system exists and the law enforcement exploits the people. I totally understand that. However, if they seize your car where you created 3rd lane where there should be only one, how do you blame the government for that one? I'm asking you, how do you blame the government for driving across a train track? Babe.
Yes, no audio on YouTube.
Yes.
No audio. Sorry, hold on a second. Babe.
Yes.
I had to restart the thing. Your battery almost died, so I've started again. 750, Abby.
Yes.
That's what you're saving at, Abby. It's almost 3/4 done, so don't worry. I just had to start it again.
The food is ready.
Okay. They can bring it here now. I'll be eating and talking.
How would you carry it? Is it possible to carry 2 plates while you're eating on top?
Oh, okay. It's afang soup. Oh, okay. All right. I'll have to go very soon. You can't hear me on YouTube. Somebody says, listen to this. Only a foolish people will believe that you are genuine. Nigerians are a lot wiser than I thought. Keep taking money from corrupt APC politicians, but don't pretend to be objective. If I took money from APC, now here I go there. You say, I'll not go block you. I won't make you hear so that your brain go reset. You will die. Representation of Gorilla Kingdom. Eh? This is the problem. You can't be objective. As long as I don't come here and wear Labour Party t-shirt, I am not objective. I was having a conversation with my neighbor. He said, hey, LP from top to bottom. I'm like, that's a very dumb thing to do. LP from top to bottom. You are supporting a party. Okay, we've seen Peter Obi, we've heard him talk. The other people in Labour Party, have you heard them? We've heard GRV, you can... The rest, Just because of AP, you will vote the highest level of comedian into power. Simply because you are not being objective. You don't carry on, hey, I'm not like you and I will not think like you. As I'm talking to you, I've not chosen who I want to vote for governorship. Or maybe I'll just sit at home because I'm done with the drama. I'm sitting down with intelligent people. We are looking at Sanwo-Olu's record. Is it wise to change him? Is it better to keep him? We are looking at GRV, who is incoming. What are his advantages? What are his disadvantages? To be honest, I'm at a crossroads. GRV is bright, he's smart, but can he handle Lagos Wahala? Sanwo-Olu them have been working to an extent. Should we not just keep them? At the end of the day, I'll make a choice. It is my choice. I'll choose one of them.
But Sanwo-Olu said it one day.
Like I said, it is my choice.
He wasn't running governor.
Like I said, it is my choice. I can choose any one of them, and I will not feel bad that I've chosen any one of them, because Sanwo-Olu actually worked. You understand? If you want me to come and be crying and say, who gave the order to shoot at the toll gate? No governor can, even Peter Obi said it himself, said, I have the recording where Peter Obi said the governor cannot give the police. What they can do is ask you to come and intervene. But that he'll tell you when you get there, start shooting. No governor can give such an order. Now only the Oga, now if he give that kind of order. But like I said, I'm staying out of it. Is you people's business. I'm not. Someone said Sanwo-Olu walked how? No problem. I live in Lagos. I've seen Lagos. I came to Lagos in 2001, and I've seen Lagos grow from 2001 till now. I have seen it. I've lived in Lagos for 21 years. Why have I not relocated to anywhere? Why do I live in? Why do I feel safe in Lagos? I don't go and greet my father in Ibadan. Anything we pass phone call, I know they do them. Why? Because I feel safe to an extent in Lagos. I don't feel safe in Port Harcourt. I don't feel safe in Anambra. I don't feel safe even in Abuja. I definitely don't feel safe in Ibadan. But I feel safe in Lagos. That should count for something. So whether you like, someone said, tell us what he did, please. I think your brain is paining you. I should sit down and tell you what he did. As in, imagine the nonsense. I should sit down and tell you what he did. Really? Is Lagos not working? Is Lagos not working? Like I said, it is your choice. Go and vote for whoever you want to vote for. But let me warn you, whether it is Sanwo-Olu or GRV, as long as Lagosians and Nigerians in general continue behaving like Nigerians in general, we will continue having whatever problems we have. Can we talk to one another? The youth that want to go into power, have you actually sat down with them to see how deceptive they are? To see how unrealistic? Have you sat down with the youths? No, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about this. Because tomorrow they'll say it is the people's mandate. Are the people okay? Can we talk about the Naira? Can we please talk about the Naira? Up until now, they are giving 10K at 13K. When was the last time we withdrew money, Ada?
In January?
Someone says Lagos is not safe. Oh. Ada, is Lagos safe?
To a large extent. I would say the island. Some parts of the island.
I would say some parts of the island too. At least the island is relatively safe. Relatively safe because we also need to understand that Nigeria is under-policed. And we don't have state police. So it is still your federal government. If we had state police, and Lagos was not safer than it is now, we can blame. You see, my problem with you is you don't know the role of the government. You don't know the role of the governor. You just sit down and say, do you know how hard it is to build anything in Nigeria where half of everything is controlled by the federal government? Have you ever sat down to think about it? Do you realize that Obasanjo frustrated Tinubu throughout his tenure? There was no allocation given to Tinubu. Are you aware? Why? Because they had a personal quarrel. And yet that one still worked. But you see, I don't want to get into this because it will now look like I am siding one party over the other. I'm just telling you, I live in Lagos. I feel safe in Lagos to an extent. You need to understand how the government works. If Lagos is not safe, it is Sanwo-Olu cannot. We don't have state police. It is whatever the federal government allocates. Someone says, what is the work of a governor in a state? I think you should ask me 7 times, then I'll be able to answer you. You are coming here to ask me. You see, when Christ said people used to tempt him, I'm sure he didn't understand how dumb people can get. What's the job of a governor? That's what you want to ask me. Can we please talk about the Naira? That's what I want to talk about. Oh, dear Nigerian citizens, the same people that want a good government. You are charging 3K to give somebody 10K. Let's talk. In Port Harcourt, it is 4K to withdraw 10K from POS. Or you sleep in the POS from 5 a.m. in the morning. When was the last time you collected Naira, Ada?
I think end of January.
End of January.
Yeah.
How easy was it for you to get the Naira?
Then there was still cash at ATMs, so I queued. It took me about 30 minutes to get it.
Oh, okay. Well, when I say when was the last time you got cash? Someone said in Ibadan it's 2K on 5K. Now, let me ask you a question. The federal government has said use old Naira notes. The CBN has said use old Naira notes. The courts has said use Naira notes. Why are you not using Naira notes?
I've not seen.
Why have you not seen?
Because it's not available.
Why is it not available? Because people like you are hoarding it. Let me explain.
Old notes as well.
There's
no housing. Even the old notes.
Why? You see, let me explain something to you here. Nigeria can never have electricity. Do you know why? What do you want to tell the diesel, those people that make their billions from diesel? What do you want to tell those people that sell generators? What do you want to tell those people that service generators? What do you want to tell those people that sell generator parts? Because the moment we have 24 hours light, within 2 years, diesel will crash. How many diesel cars do you have in Nigeria? Maybe 5% of your cars, maybe 2% safe are diesel. What do people use diesel for? Generator. The moment you have 24 hours electricity, all the businesses surrounding diesel will buy. Every single business, the distributors of generators, every single thing that has to do with diesel will buy. Now, do you want me to break it down to you? They will fight tooth and nail to make sure that never happens. It is called protecting your interest. There are people who are making a ton of money as there is Naira scarcity. Just the way people were praying for COVID, that is why. Did you notice an influx in hand sanitizer brands during COVID?
Yeah.
Did you notice how expensive they were selling face masks? Do you now notice that face mask? The other day I went, because I was saying it, I like having, if you are a plumber, you want to work in my house, you wear face mask. Me, I carry face mask in my car. Once I reach a place, I see that place is crowded, I will just wear my mask. I cannot shout.
How much did you get it for? Because I got a pack 2 weeks ago for 1.5. It's still here.
A pack of 50, Abby?
Yeah, 50. It's here.
Me, I even got my own for 2.5. Do you know they were selling this pack for 20K during COVID?
2 weeks ago. ago, I got it for 1.5 because I like wearing face masks to the market and
Yes. If you are going to the market, wear face mask.
not for COVID, just
Anything and COVID, it helps. I started realizing that I don't catch colds. When I started wearing face mask, I was not catching colds like I used to catch before.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about it. Let's say the government is bad, but the people are standing up for one another. I'll say, okay, we have hope. The government is half as bad as the people that are complaining about the government. Have you ever seen that scenario before?
Well, yeah.
The people complaining about the government are actually worse than the government. They don't respect one another. They don't love one another. The other day, let me tell you a story. I was in my car, this same people blocking the road, but this time it was on the other side of my house. That's how people started blocking road. Now, so one chairman drive range, block road. They go meet him. Say, Baba, reverse. Baba, the form chairman, he say no go reverse. He block road. Now, you see, there are like 10 cars here going, and then there are like 10 cars coming. Now, once you don't move, once you block the road, what happens is traffic now builds up behind you and blocks. So at the end of it, they get to a point where nobody can move. Do you understand the logic? 2 lanes are going and coming. 1 lane has a bit of traffic. So in order for you to avoid that traffic, now get on the free lane and speed to get to the end and come out. As the guy got all the way to the end, the traffic now stopped. Okay, reverse. The guy saying no go reverse. Now people coming gradually, one by one, start queuing up behind him before you know it. Now queuing up in front of him because those people that really own the lane. So it was a range guy and a golf Uber guy behind the range guy. I got down from my car. I went to meet the guy. I said, Baba, reverse this your car. There is no traffic behind you. You have blocked this road. Baba, the form chairman. We shout, talk. I was locked in front of my estate for almost 2 hours because of this idiot. You know those soldiers where they patrol inside pickup. Now, so the soldiers just reach there. They just come down from their motor. They just go. They open the range door. As they open them like this, before the guy know anything happened, they just give him tawai for a face. Pack. Before anybody fit bring out phone, the guy don't collect like 6 slap. Boom. As they give him, we just notice say the Uber guy where they behind and not begin the reverse. So they come the pursue with like the guy they reverse they run. The guy they reverse they run. Baba, within 4 minutes, everybody clear. Everybody begin go house. You can't they tell me say. One person come they talk say that is brutality. That is brutality in London, where people think with their brain. That is brutality in France, where people use their head. In Nigeria, that is the treatment they need to function.
That's factory settings.
That is the only language the average Nigerian understands. They don't need, you see, now only in their face, the range guy, they just reject the range. As they open, wait, we just they see the slap. He work 'em. As in the soldier guy does it, as in, you know, the soldier they slapping effortlessly. We just they see the guy, the head, they go like this. But when they finish with that, they never give him the 3rd slap. We just hear, the Uber don't enter reverse. Don't they run? We see him reverse like they on. The guy they use reverse, they speed. Now, that kind of time, you're not supposed to jam anybody motor because if you jam person motor, they go come beat you, arrest you, go still repair person motor. You are now telling me that is brutality. Within 4 minutes, something where we beg this guy, say go back. Now so the guy pose inside in range. Baba, go back. Baba, pose. You have blocked the road. You know what he was waiting for? For the road to move so that he can now enter and continue. Baba, if you see the connectivity of the slap, it better pass glow connection. You know when soldiers slap you, the thing they hit back out like say Andre Agassi they slam tennis ball. That's what it go be you. Your face now go be the tennis ball. He won't come. As in we don't see the guy face inside the rain, they go like this. He no even protest. He just collect and slap, JJ engage, gear, reverse. He even lucky say they no carry and go bar, go give him the remaining beating where he no chop. He take away. No say when you chop food, you get take away pack or take out. He get the way the guy go misbehave, they will carry and go guard room, go give her in take out. He go come know waiting he enter, sees him motor join. Now, anybody can be in a hurry. My anger is the fact that, okay, you don't say you know if he move, go back. The guy refused to go back. The golf where they back to say no go back. What were they waiting for was so that the cars will move, then they will chook head and be going. I want to ask you, is that the government's fault? The government actually resolved that crisis by giving Nigeria factory reset. When did this happen? Maybe a year ago. Maybe a year ago. Many of you benefited from this government. You have now turned born again. How do you get your oil block? How did you get your oil block? Did you deserve to get the oil block? Maybe who you know. Then all of a sudden now you are Labour Party. Oh, we want to change. Now people like Adana, if he cry, Labour Party cry. Adana, small girl. She no get aristo for government. If you get as much as say you don't do a low show with politician before, no, you no fit join any Labour Party. Just join your APC or PDP. The party where they pay for your pay. Just join that party. You are part of the problem. Now, person will never chop government money. Now, if he stand up say one change, no be you we don't chop. Oh.
What if you're eating as a friend?
It is part of the. You see, you need to understand the complexity of the problem. The mob is thinking as one. Nobody in the mob is sitting down and saying, but you chop on that good luck, Jonathan. I know many celebs that became billionaires under good luck, Jonathan. Where did the money come from? Good luck, Jonathan, get company. I want to ask you. Good luck, Jonathan. Which working they do? Where celebs they take blow under them? Please, I want to ask you. You are now coming to cry now. Listen, to me, it just looks like the one way favor you don't pass. This one no favor you they vex. That's what it looks like to me. You'll be amazed that it is people like me that can actually raise hands. If I have ever worked for the government, I charge them my fee. I have never received any dash, any takeaway, any give out from any government. If this current government wants to come and use my life, I will give them my services and I will charge them double. Political rate is, even radio station they do them, is 100% surcharge. But that government will count money and give me a gift. It has never happened before. I am one of the few people that can stand up and speak. If you are a government official and you have ever dashed me money before, please come and say it. I challenge you to come and say it. And I wish most of our celebs should come and do that, whether they will not go fall their hand. No government official has ever called me aside and say, hey, take this $20,000, take this $50,000, take this money. So I want us to start something. The hope for the people lies in the people. I don't believe anything in Nigeria. Let me explain to you why I don't believe. I don't believe LP did not win, and I don't believe LP won. It's hard to believe anything in Nigeria. Somebody say, why were they not transmitting the result? How many times have you paid with your POS? And then they deducted the money. I still have one money GTB is owing me that they deducted from one hospital that I went to buy drugs. You don't reach like 1.1. So you expect, does INEC have their own satellite in the sky? Ada, do they have a satellite? Is it not the same network on that the POS use, that you use, that they will also use?
But they had 4 years to prepare for.
No. You need to understand that unless what you are getting it wrong. As long as they are not providing a satellite in the sky that is transmitting from them, as long as they are using the same system, the banks have had 30 years to prepare. Do they not mess up every day? I'm asking you, do the banks not mess up every day? How many times have you gone to a supermarket? They will tell you Zenith is not working. You will bring GT. They will take the money and then they will not see it. Then they will still tell you to do transfer. I sat down with taste buds in this same room on the same bed. I was owing her some money. I transferred the money. She did not get it for 24 hours. If not for the fact that I screenshotted the receipt and sent to her, at a point she was beginning to doubt that I did not send the money. Inside the same house. I was so the solution is INEC goes to put a satellite in the sky and their internet works directly with that. But as long as they are using Glo, as long as they are using Airtel, as long as they are using MTN, as long as they are using IPNX, Spectranet, or whatever it is to transmit their internet, there will always be Nigerian factors. How many times have I come here to do live and I'll be doing live and you not hear me talk, or not be able to bring somebody? That's a whole Instagram. How many times have I gone live on my iPhone and then I had to change to my Samsung? Instagram, American Instagram, they mess up. You can't they talk, say something where they transmit. Can we please be honest with ourselves? Say, why did they not transmit it on time? First of all, you know Nigerians can be very slow. Secondly, Nigerians get small mago. So it's not like they are straightforward. Thirdly, Nigerian systems don't work. So what is the recipe for disaster? The INEC was now hacked again, or they say it was hacked. Baba, you see, let me tell you, we got exactly what we deserved. Let me ask you a question. The people that are crying that they rigged against them, when they were with their former party, did they not rig? I'm asking you. It's like, I've been cheating on you, Ada. You now cheat on me, I can't cry. That's what it sounds like.
There comes a point in one's life where they have to clamor for change. And
okay, yes, I can clamor for change. But as long as you did not leave me, listen, I can clamor for change. But as long as you did not leave me when I cheated on you, if you cheat on me, I can't be angry.
No, that because one person has to break the chain. For real. You can cheat on me and I cheat back, and then it's a pattern. Both of us, there's no longer trust. So the person is for the relationship to just end. We part ways and then we start afresh with different.
Okay, so you now start afresh. You now meet somebody that cheats on you.
No, you meet somebody that cheats on you. I'll meet a better person. That's why I choose the good party.
So the good party you chose, where the people from the good party fell from heaven, Abi, it was Angel Gabriel and Angel Michael that is inside the party, or it's the same me and you?
We all have a story to tell. We all have past.
Let me tell you something. There is no Nigerian politician, including Obi, can pass the scrutiny of the smallest office in the UK. It is still, you see, you are telling me that Cobra and Taipan get venom past grass snake. I agree, but they all get venom.
At least he was the only person of the pronounced candidates that was actually saying, go and verify. Which of them was that bold, was that confident to make such statements?
Showore? Showore also said, go verify. Showore, as far as I'm concerned, had more beautiful ideas. Brilliant guy. I thought we wanted the youth and change. Do you agree that Obi is a recycled politician?
Of course, they all are.
Good. So the only person that is not recycled is Showore.
That
He's the
is
only fresh.
his
Whether you like it or
desire.
not, listen, Obi na Atiku running mate. He will have been vice president if Atiku had won. I hope you know.
That he's new does not mean he's the Messiah. That is, we have repented thieves. There are pronounced pastors today that are saving people, taking people to Yehoshua. That was once upon a time drug addicts.
You have spoken well. I like you. You are beautiful and you have brain. But you see, my problem is, and I have nothing against Obi, he's just not my candidate. I believe in the youth. I believe in a president that was in the university when I was in the university. Maybe he was leaving as I was entering. He's relatable to me. Somebody I can call him now, and he will pick my call. That's what I believe in. But guess what? Even Showore cannot do magical, do you know? Because Showore has to deal with you and I. Let's remember that Christ, the Messiah, could not change the world. What happened to him when he came to the world?
Well, he didn't succumb to them. He got killed.
God bless you. So a whole Christ could not fix the world. Why could Christ not fix the world? Because the people were always the issue. So whether you like Obi, who's a great guy by the way, whether I like Showore, who is a greater guy, far greater in every ramification, or whether you choose Tinubu, who also, I believe, has some bright ideas. He might be a bit old, but let's see what he can do. God has, or they have voted, or what INEC has happened, or Nigeria has happened, and he has become president. Whether it's Atiku, one thing I want you to know, that unless you are personally willing, somebody says the data required to transmit INEC result is smaller than the data required to send WhatsApp messages. Your WhatsApp no dey fail.
It does.
Listen, I'm not saying there was no rigging, but you now need to understand that. And that, if you have ever gone to, let me tell you, the first time I went to, that time I didn't have this 14, I had the iPhone 13. I just noticed my battery, they last the whole day. My battery, they last half day for Nigeria. It last the whole day. Then I noticed another thing, my phone, they hot abroad. You know why? The networks work so seamlessly. Abroad, you will enjoy. Let me tell you, I traveled in Romania for 13 hours from Cluj-Napoca to Bucharest by bus, and I was live streaming all the way for 13 hours with taste buds. There was no break in transmission. I was transmitting 4G in 2018. 4G for 13 hours on the road. That is how you people's network is. You are now telling me something requires a text message. Baba, let me tell you something. Let me start telling you places where you cannot send. Inside Ebano. Who don't go Ebano before? There are places where if you want to make call, you have to come outside. I want to start remembering all the places.
The supermarket?
Yes, now. There are places where I want to tell you places in Lagos that have block, especially for Airtel. Oh, by the way, big shout out to Airtel. One day, I had to pay an extra 2,000 naira to somebody who came to deliver something from 101 cars. I was looking for some car dashboard cleaning stuff. The guy came to my gate and could not call me because of Airtel. So I now called the guy randomly. I said, Baba Alpha, I said, "Day gate." I called the gate to let him in. I now was doing, the day I was with Range Rover Doctor, that day I was shooting that video. Almost like 45 minutes later, I can't say, make I even call the guy. The guy shake pay for me for phone. He's saying, Waka, go my house, knock my door. So nobody answer. I now told Range Rover Doctor, say, dial my number. Range Rover Doctor, dial my number, you know, go. Me and I'm stand like this. Amarachi was with me. I said, Amarachi, call my phone. Amarachi called my phone, you know, go. random. Do you know this guy went back to CMS? I had to beg him with money to come back again. I was now calling him every 10 minutes because I could call out, but I could not call in. That's Nigerian network for you.
And it had nothing to do with NIN.
What's NIN? I've sorted my NIN since. I can call you now. It just didn't work that day. What I'm trying to tell you is Nigerian network will happen to you. If it has never happened to you before, may it happen to you so you understand INEX issue. Nigeria. John Hawkins say all this talk is baseless. No problem. Let me rapture you. Come out for here. Another person say guy man in action. No problem. Let me rapture you. No need. Ijako. So what I'm saying is, whether you support Peter Obi or you support Tinubu or you support Atiku or like me, I support Showore, none of these people can work if we are not willing to change.
No. Okay.
Peter Obi is not a magician. He cannot work if you are not willing to change. If you carry your old mentality to enter a Peter Obi government, you will get the exact result you are getting from Tinubu. Sorry, I said Tinubu, from Buhari. You want to say something? Go ahead.
Yes. No, nobody's insane. I totally get that. Even me at that blessing here, if you put me there, I might not deliver because an average Nigerian is greedy. Let me speak for Nigerians because I am one. But where I have a problem is the fact that, yes, no one is a saint, I said. Even I supported Peter Obi, my food chest. Yes, even Peter Obi is no saint. He's also a recycled leader. Agreed. He has his own flaws. Agreed. But I'm just saying that we now picked a leader that most people are not happy about. They're not happy with. And it's our collective efforts to make the country work. Now that the person up there is not somebody that is genuinely loved, how will this person get the support of the people to now fix this thing? Because you can only lead people that actually respect and care about you or would willingly support you. But I don't see the love. I might be wrong, but I don't see the love. So how will people now listen? How will people now change? Because unlike this other guy, P.O., he was genuinely loved. I mean, I could tell. I could see it. I could feel it. And that way, I think if he should say something, people would respect him. But this one that is almost like everyone's against him, how do you think Nigerians would just want to all of a sudden now change to be good people, to now respect him and then be better?
Okay. First things first, I have a problem with most people. That terminology, most people. How did you measure the most people? What statistics? Did you use Twitter, WhatsApp, Instagram, or did you have a proper census done? Because
I would say some of the polling units that day.
how many polling units did you see? Hold on. How many polling units did you see?
About 3. And of course, loads online.
Online. How many did you see online in total?
I think happened.
But just give me a number. Give me a rough number.
Over 50.
Good.
I mean, that's 2-3 days.
Good.
That's
Good.
so many videos of the election.
Good. Amazing. Do you realize that Lagos alone has 13,000 polling units? So you see, one candidate, because he appeals to the youth, is more popular online. Doesn't mean he's necessarily more popular. Because I've had this, as in, how are you measuring this popularity? How is this popularity really being measured? Because he could not get 25% in 25 states. Let's say they rigged and they cheated him. At least he would have gotten that barest minimum. He got a regional faction, and that's my issue with Obi. Obi only got a regional faction. He got 98% of the East in some places, but then got 0. Let me tell you, Tinubu lost Lagos, but because Tinubu has a spread, he gathered people from all over the place. That's where Peter Obi was weak. Peter Obi got his core places, bam, 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 bam. Then the rest was a struggle. Because let me tell you something. Do you realize that if they disqualify Tinubu, Peter Obi still can't be president of Nigeria? Do you realize it?
Atiku came second.
Atiku came second. Now, not only did Atiku come second in number of votes, Atiku met the criteria. So if you say Tinubu rigged, inside the rigging, how come Atiku was still able to meet the 25% in 25 states and Peter Obi was not? Let's talk about rigging. Okay, so Tinubu rigged and won. Let's work with that assumption. How come Atiku, that did not rig, was able to get 25% in 25 states, and Peter Obi, who also did not rig? So okay, Atiku rigged, Tinubu rigged. The narrative done the change because Atiku was protesting rigging. Or what was Atiku protesting?
None of them is the same.
No, let's talk. No, I don't need you to fight. Talk to me. If Obi, let me tell you something. I swear to you, if Obi had gotten 25% in 25 states, and then he didn't have the votes, we can say they rigged him. But he could not get that barest minimum. He got 25% in 16 states. Please, somebody who has the full data. Please. Because it is now getting to a point of ridiculous sentiments and emotions. Okay, Tinubu rig, Atiku rig. They were able to get that barest minimum.
Okay.
Someone said Atiku didn't meet the 25% in 25 states. No, he did. Atiku did. Atiku got 25% in exactly 25 states. Atiku got it. Now, a lot of people are also suggesting that Obi also rigged in the southeast. I've read so many reports.
I've read some as well.
So let's be honest with each other. We have gotten to a point. So my question, do you know why I don't want to bring you Bongoli? I don't want to turn this into an APC debate. I like Ada. Ada is neutral. I am neutral. We can have a conversation and bounce off the people commenting in the comment section. You understand? But you see, once we start bringing experts, they will tilt the gist to Tinubu or they will tilt the gist to Atiku. So maybe towards the end, I will bring Bongoli and let him explain this to us in detail. But before that, I want to have a conversation with Ada one-on-one. Publicly, as my sister that I love, and somebody in my church, and somebody who believes in me preaching. Let me tell you something here. There is no government that comes into power in Nigeria that I don't know people who are with him. Whether it's LP, whether it's PDP, whether it's Tinubu, whether it's Showore, to where I've reached in my life, I can say I have direct one-on. If I want to talk to Atiku himself today, I'm not talking of he spoke. If I want to talk to Atiku, I know people can make it happen one-on-one. If I want to talk to Tinubu today, Baba Gogo himself, I know where it might not. It might take me more than a day, but I'll be able to get it before the end of next week. Same thing with Peter Obi. Showore, I will talk to him in the next 5 minutes if I need to talk to him. So what am I saying?
Tinubu's camp that I can talk to today.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I want us to be as objective as possible. LP people, I'm not LP. So I'm not in the box with you. I'm not playing the chess game. I'm not playing the match with you. I am standing outside. JPO, KK, I will block you. You are here coming saying lies, 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 lies. You know what is paining you? I'm not saying that thing you want to hear, and I will never say it. People are literally fighting me because as okay, so because I'm not, let's even imagine I was supporting Peter Obi. Will I be too blind to see that he did not actually win this election? Now, let's all hold our horses and let's go to court. Maybe the court can do something. So let's have faith in the court.
Really?
Someone says that if he knows nothing about politics, how can you think Peter Obi without any governor can rig election? Okay, he did not rig. Good. Where is his 25% in 25 states? That's the barest minimum. So he lost in two ways. He lost number of votes. So let's say, okay, they amplified other people's numbers. They did not amplify his own. Where is the 25% in 25 states? I want to see him. Shebi is going to court now. Every day, this is how I'm watching. This is how I'm watching. I want to see that. I want to. Maybe I'm the one that he has gone to bring that son that was wearing skirt. I want to see the magic. So Peter Ebojele is here, and Bongoli is also here. So we'll have a mini clash of the supporters. Peter Ebojele and Bongoli are going to be here, and Ada and I are going to judge who is saying the truth. Abi Ada, can we try? So we're going to bring a sound Peter Obi supporter, Peter Ebojele. Everybody knows Peter Ebojele is sound. Ebojele, are you here? Someone say they whine your viewers. That's how dumb you are. Now, just watch. All the people insulting me are usually from one tribe. Just watch. Just watch.
People saying I am being tribalistic. I am not evil. Please.
Anyway, now where is Peter Ebojele? Someone said Obi won this hands down. That's comedy of the highest order. One where? On Twitter? As in, how do you want to even defend this? Someone says that the freeze, Ada no dey neutral. She's kind of putting LP in front. No problem. I don't mind Ada putting LP in front. She is LP. It's okay. I'm Showore. It's okay. No need to fight. We are friends. Oh, Ebojele is here. Bongoli is here. Let's make this happen. Me, I go bring my food. I go the chop and the hill now. Now, those of you who are watching, first of all, go and buy my stars. Bongoli. Ebojele. Bongoli.
That is true. I show my face. I show my face very well. You understand why. I'm putting everyone. Let me mute my video. Yeah, let me mute my video. I can't show my face.
Okay, before you mute your video, I would love it if you guys can go to Facebook and go and buy my stars to support. Okay? Go and buy my stars to support. Go to Facebook. Search for Daddy Freeze. We have Obi versus Tinubu. I am doing Star Wars today. Whoever wins the Star Wars is my president. This is how I want to do it today. Whoever wins my Star Wars is my president today. That's how I want to do my own. Go to Facebook now and search for Daddy Freeze. DADDYFREEZE. Daddy Freeze. This is what the page looks like. 829,000 followers. Scroll down to today's video. This is today's video. Click on the video. Scroll down to today's video. This is today. Bottom left hand corner, bottom of the page, left hand corner, you see how to buy stars. Somebody don't buy stars already. Zion Mills, and Zion Mills says for BAT. So currently, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is leading on the Star Wars. Someone says you just want to be cashing out on everybody with every event. No, I want to be poor like you and your father now, so that I can go and be begging online. Weary. Olubumi 26. I want to be poor like you and your papa now. Why your mama leave your papa? No be on top poverty, follow driver. They can't hear, they talk nonsense. I hear Unida Ulofoshi. Representation of gorilla kind on my life. Don't ever let me see you here again. I just my sheba back before I'm a rari one boni. Now, so big shout out to Team Tinubu. Team Tinubu are already leading on the Star Wars. Team OB, show us that you can do it. Come and buy my stars. So over to you. I'm going to give you 5 minutes each. Ada and I are your judges. I'm going to bring my food. I'll be sitting down here. You see me turning the bar, eating a bar, no problem. You have 5 minutes each. Bongoli, make your case. Ebojele, you will make your case after. Don't insult each other. Don't be rude. Don't make assertions. Who won the election and why? It's over to you.
Okay.
Bongoli. 5 minutes is starting now. Or do you need 7 minutes?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
5 minutes, 7 minutes is fine. Anyone that is free.
Okay, so let's do 7 minutes each.
Everyone.
7 minutes starting now.
Nigerians. Yes, sir. Good day, Nigerians. It's been a long time I've been on Daddy Freeze's program. I miss you all. Hopefully, Daddy Freeze will be able to bring everybody together again and will trash this up for all on the Tuesday. So I would like to congratulate Nigerians for the choice. Nigerians decided. And my principal, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is the president-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you all very much. Renewed hope. And we're going to keep renewing Nigeria's hope. Now, for me, I am going to go on the results, actually, and the dynamics of the campaigns of all three major or four major candidates. That is Tinubu, Atiku, Obi, and Kwankwaso. Now, if you look at the map very well, I had already predicted that we're going to have the lowest turnout in Nigeria. Because if you look at 1999, it was 52% turnout rate. In 2003, it was 70% turnout rate. In 2007, it was 58% turnout rate. In 2011, it was 54% turnout rate. In 2015, it was 44% turnout rate. In 2019, it was 35% turnout rate. So I was telling people that it's going to be between 20 to 25 to 30%. And lo and behold, our turnout rate was 27%. And I predicted that the winner just needs about 10 million votes. That's what I said, actually. And I predicted that Obi was going to get not more than 4 million votes. And Obi surprised me. He got about 6.1 million votes. So kudos to him. Now, if you look at the spread, it was only Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu that was able to get 30. He got 30 states out of 37 in Nigeria, the 25% or more. 30 out of 37. So this was a strategy. Very simple. I will not say very simple strategy. It was complicated. The main target was Atiku, not Obi. Now, if you look at the Northwest, for example, and I want you guys to bear this in mind, the APC lost about 10 states from what they used to win before. We lost 10 states in the North. Now, if you look at the Northwest, for example, APC lost Sokoto State by 3,000 votes. APC lost Kano State by 400,000 votes. APC lost Kaduna State by almost 200,000 votes. APC lost Katsina State by 7,000 votes. APC won Zamfara by almost 200,000 votes. And APC lost Kebbi by almost 150,000 to 200,000 votes. Remember, these states, most of these states are run by APC governors. Because APC already has 14 state governors in the north. And we lost these states. It was only Zamfara State that APC won. But the strategy was simple. It's complicated anyway. There was a Kwankwaso there. So if you look at all the voting patterns, anywhere that Atiku or Obi scores votes, except for the southeast, Asiwaju was right behind him. Asiwaju was right behind Atiku or Obi. The strategy was get 25% in all these places, and you're going to score maximum. You're going to get the highest number of votes from all these people. I'm sorry, the light went up. That is the strategy. Now,
And
in
what
the
general?
Northwest, there was Jigawa also. We won Jigawa State. Sorry, I didn't have Jigawa in the Northwest. In the Northwest, there was Jigawa State. Now, in the Northwest, there was a Kwankwaso there. So Kwankwaso was going to take votes off Atiku. So Ashwadu had a fighting chance. Then let us go to the North East, for example. Thank you very much. Bon appetit. Well, let us go to the North East, for example. You had Borno State, which APC won. You had Yobe State, which is an APC state, but we lost it. My Malabuni lost his state. You had Bauchi State, which is a PDP state. Bala Mohammed won. You had Gombe State, which is Inuwa State. Inuwa is the governor. We lost it. You had Taraba State and definitely Adamawa State. Those states were going to lose it anyway because that's a stronghold of Atiku Abubakar. We lost it. But then we had a fighting chance because of Shetima. Because it's Kanuri. And you have a lot of Kanuris in those areas. People don't even know that in Adamawa State they speak Igbo, in Mubi, traditional Igbo. So Obi saw some votes in Adamawa State. Obi got 25% in Taraba State. You have Taraba Christians. Obi got votes in some votes in Gobi. You have Gobi Christians. You got some votes in Bauchi. You have Bauchi. But he didn't meet the 25%. Now when you go to North Central, APC won, what's it called? Kwara State. We won Niger State. We won Kogi State. We won Benue State because of Reverend Father Aliyah. I don't know if people know about that Reverend Father. He's very, very strong. He's the man that made us win Benue State. Reverend Father Aliyah. And then you had Nasarawa State. We lost Nasarawa State. Sule is the governor there and his APC. We lost FCT. We lost Plateau. Obi won these places. Majority Christians. It was expected. But remember, for every vote that Atiku or Obi was getting, Ashwadu was right behind them. Now, when you go to the southeast, Obi swept southeast. I'm not talking about southeast. We all know why. 98%, 97%, 96%. In Anambra alone, he got 581,000 votes. While APC got 5,000 votes. That's impossible. In what's it called? Enugu State, 427,000 votes. APC scored 4,700 votes. That's a talk for another day. Then you come to the south. Obi won Cross River, but Ashwadu got 25% there. Atiku won Akwa Ibom. Ashwadu got 25%. Remember, Cross River is an APC state. Akwa Ibom is Udom state. But Akwa Ibom, you have Godswill Akpabio there. Then Obi won. Then we won River State because of, remember, Wiki and their wala going on. We were going to win that. We lost Bayelsa State. PDP won Bayelsa State. Delta State was won by Labour Party, and Edo State. It is only Delta State and FCT that Ashwadu did not get the 25%, and also all 5 Southeast states anyway. He didn't get it there. Remember, Atiku was the main target. Obi finished Atiku in the Southeast and South as expected, while Ashwadu was there getting a small amount of votes. I won't say small, just I'm carrying second. I'm making my 25%. Then Ashwadu said, you know what? I'm going to fight you every year. But when I come to the southwest, which is my stronghold, I will crush you, Atiku. And that was what happened. It was a strategy. This thing is not about, if you're talking about rigging, APC should be the last people that people should accuse of rigging, because we lost over 12 states. Our governors lost states. In Katsina, for example, where you have the president and the governor, Masari and Buhari, we lost it. In Kaduna State, we lost it by almost 200,000 votes. We had El Rufai. We lost Kano, Ganduje versus Kwankwaso. We lost Yobe, Mai Balabuni. We lost Kebbi State, that you have Atiku Abubakar Bagudu. We lost there. We lost Nasarawa State. We lost Gombe. I can call many states that we lost. But it was a strategy, it was a spread. That's why Ashwadu was able to get that 8.7 million. And guys, this is how I will end it. I know the voting map, the voting pattern of Nigeria from 1959. In this my small head. From 1959 to 2023, I will give you all the voting patterns. 1959's votes, 1964's votes, 1979, 1983, 1993, 1999 to date. And I'm telling you that this map is nothing different. We just went back to the map of 1959. That's what this map just showed us. We have gone back to 1959's map because that election was mostly ethno-religious. But the ethno-religiousness of what we are saying today, I'm sorry to say this, the Obi campaign was more ethno-religious. You cannot accuse the Ashwaju administration of being ethno-religious. You cannot accuse the Atiku campaign of being ethno-religious, because if you look at where Obi got his votes in predominantly South, where they are predominantly Christians, and also in the North, he got it in predominantly Christian-dominated areas. He got 0 votes. When I mean 0, I mean I'm speaking literally. I know, figuratively. Anyway, he got 0 votes in Core North. Except for Taraba, because you have Taraba Christians. So, when we begin to let us talk analytically. I'm not talking about, I don't want to talk about somebody rigged or no rigged or whatever it is. That is not analysis. That is not what I'm coming here to do. But let us look at this result holistically. It's predicted.
Let me give a big shout out to Tall Guy Tycoon. Sorry to interrupt you, Bongoli. Tall Guy Tycoon, I follow him. He always has very smart analysis on artificial intelligence, watches as assets, real estate, and all that. Follow him. I just saw him come live. If you're live, say hi, Tall Guy Tycoon. Follow him on Instagram. All right, continue what you're saying.
Yeah, I know because of time, and I'll just say just one thing.
Yeah.
What these elections has actually shown is that it has unfortunately pushed back my Southeastern brothers and sisters, pushed them back a little bit in the grand scheme of Nigeria's politics. You've made the North and the Southwest alliance stronger. PDP is dead already in federal. PDP is never coming back in federal. You have Labour Party now. But now, look at the voting pattern of Labour Party. It is dangerous for Nigeria. And you have and the North voted for Ashwaju. There's no answer support. And the Southwest and South, I always say this, that it feels on your program. APC has entered South too. APC has entered South too. Nobody listens to me when I say it. We are doing work in South. And look at the results that came out in South. We did not get 25% in Delta State. Because according to Asari Dokubo, they said Atiku brothers and Labour Party brothers also. I said they should vote. That's what Asari Dokubo said. Labour Party and PDP brought dollars. So, and also it's expected in FCT, opposition always lose. Opposition always lose FCT. So this is just a rough analysis because of where I am at this time. It's between please organize it on Tuesday or something where we can really sit down and trash this thing out. I'll be grateful, but I understand. But
definitely, I'll do this Tuesday if everybody is willing and up for it. Now, one guy asked a question. Before you speak, Peter, don't be angry. One guy said, so why did Peter Obi win Lagos? Can you answer that, Bongoli?
Well, he won Lagos because, according to the governor of Lagos State, he said the Muslim ticket thing, the Christianity played a key role. Only that, if you look at it, there was a lot of politicking done in churches for the first time in a long time in Nigeria's politics. We cannot deny it. Anybody that is denying it here is just deceiving himself or herself. In most churches in the south, in southern Nigeria, they were telling them, they were threatening them. If you don't vote for this man, you're going to go to HELL. We saw that in Lagos. And in Lagos also, Lagos is more cosmopolitan. It's a melting pot, like people will say. So people have very diverse views. And, people came out, and there was no ethno-religious type of voting in Lagos from all the other tribes. Maybe except from the tribes from the southeast. Some of them have voted yes because I believe it's the best. But a lot of other tribes voted for Obi. Lagos. That is what happened, basically. But trust me, that is not good. And then, thank you for even asking this question. Contrary to opinion, if has actually lost 4 states, 2011, PDP won Lagos State, and over 800 votes. So Labour Party is not the best. APC in 2011 got 1.28 million votes. PDP, sorry, PDP got 1.28 million votes. At that time, we had ACN. ACN got 420 something thousand votes. By CPC, under Buhari at that time, scored 189,000 votes. So people should stop all this. He won by 10 or 12,000 votes. PDP won Lagos State in 2011 by over 800,000 votes. What's it called? I hold my submission. I rest my submission, sir.
Okay, Ada, please ask your questions before we go to Peter. Any questions? Do you agree with what he has said so far?
I wouldn't really say I have a question. I think I have more like an observation or just a statement to make.
Go ahead.
From everything Bongoli have, everything he has said, and from all the things observed thus far, all I can say is, yes, they're all rigged. This is Nigeria. Let's just be honest. Even if I have a political party, I am not going to stick here and defend him 100%. All I can say is, all I can deduce from everything is that it was strategically rigged. I would say, not rigged to, get the whole large number to do that. Okay, fine. He was really known and yes, loved. But I think what happened was little fraction from various states just to cross that benchmark of 25% in 25 states. That's all I can deduce from everything being said here. Yeah, you might disagree with me, but I think that was what was done. So that even, I think the result is happening like, okay, fine, someday they'll say, let's go to court. So this will be a stronghold to back them up and defend them in the law court, I think.
Okay. All right. Bongoli, do you want to answer that or do we move to Peter?
I like your assertion, but I just don't agree with the strategically rigged. You need to understand who Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is. There is a reason why he got those votes. And if you look at all the things that were thrown at him, right from the primaries down to the fuel crisis, we've never had any fuel crisis under Buhari before. But why was he into the next year, into the election year, and also the cash crunch? To be honest with you, this was Atiku to lose a bit to win, or however they speak that English. Atiku should have won this election on Saturday. On Saturday, if you had a front, if they were together, we would not be talking about Atiku have been our president-elect. But life happens like this. And we have seen the end result. And Obi is the cancer that came out of stage 4 cancer that came out of PDP. That is what just happened. I remember in Lagos in 2019, at what's his name? 550,000 votes, so PDP scored 50. So it was close. It was close. These are all the analysis.
All right, let's allow Peter to talk. Anything you want to say, you can come back when Peter is done. Peter, your 7 minutes begins now.
That is, Bongoli took more than 15 minutes. So yeah,
no, 7 minutes to talk. Then I'll ask questions. Ada will ask questions.
Okay.
So it can go round.
I have so many things to say, but let me just start from somewhere.
Yeah.
It is funny that people who have earlier argued that Asiwaju can never lose Lagos, Asiwaju is the father of Lagos, Daddy Lagos, are now explaining why Asiwaju lost Lagos. And they are not explaining also why Sanwo-Olu is afraid right now, why he's going to shopping mall, now going on Arise TV and different places to grant interview. Because they know the actual result of Lagos. If it was only 10,000 votes that would be used in beating APC, I bet you Sanwo-Olu would have been relaxed that, they will be able to go through the election. But when you see the reaction of politicians, you will...
Sorry, Peter.
Okay. Yes.
Sorry to cut you. You are not presenting facts. You are bringing sentiments. Can you give us some facts, please?
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Now, let me quickly say something. That fact, according to what it is, is something that nobody can dispute.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fact. All right. Then attitude is something that can be disputed.
Mm-hmm.
It is a fact that all over Nigeria there was election irregularities. That's a fact. It's
Okay.
reported by the international observers. There is no international observer that observed the election that said that the election was free and fair.
Okay.
Not one. That's a fact.
Okay.
Number two, in those states where I voted, they burnt ballot boxes after Labour Party had the highest count. Before they recorded the results, they came to burn it. I have evidence of that. People who were voting there, they called me, and I saw on video call. But do you know that if you go and check IRF, there is results, and in that result, APC won. That's fact.
Now
in Benin, I'm just talking about Benin. I'm building my case. In Benin, one of the biggest voting centers is Idia College. It's the entire result, the ballot was destroyed. They didn't even allow them count it. But from everything that we're seeing on ground, on news, it was labor everywhere. I'm telling you, thousands of ballots that were not counted was destroyed at Idia College. So they didn't count. But go and check IRF, there is a result. Now in Jos, Magnus Uraka right now has run out of Nigeria because DSS is looking for him because he was angry and he said some things online. Now, Magnus Uraka, according to him, votes in the Plateau State from the situation room, even on ground, those were on ground. They saw their votes were changed by the time INEC was calling the results. According to Magnus Oraka, who was a coordinator of Objectivity campaign in Jos, Labour Party had over 1 million votes. But when they were calling the results, it was slashed to 400 and something thousand. Look at Wiki in Rivers State. The violence in Rivers State. In fact, I have videos. I can send you videos to show that the result of Senate went through to INEC portal. One hand. The result of reps went through. But the result of presidential did not go through. In the place I voted in Benin, result of presidential did not go through. All the places we called, the result didn't go through. But for rep and senate, it went through. So the magic that led to the INEC being hacked 160 something times, that didn't affect Senate and didn't affect rep, but only affected presidential election, becomes something that raises a very deep question that people should, it's a rhetorical question. Then when you now look at INEC fighting, going to court to say that, the Obi should not be allowed to check the beavers, they want to reconfigure because of the election that is coming up. And then the court gave an order that Obi should be allowed to inspect the materials. Till now, as I'm talking to you, INEC have not allowed Labour Party to inspect the materials. So these are things that will begin to raise questions. Then we now come to a point. I talked with a northerner. His name is Rasco. Rasco told me, he said something. He said,
sorry, one question in between.
Okay.
Did Obi have, somebody asked, Olanrewaju asked, did Obi have the spread of 25%?
Yes, he did. He did. In the actual result, he did. Yes, he did. He did.
Which actual result?
From situation room. Now, for example, I'll give you an example. No, that is no, let me talk now. At least now.
No problem. Continue.
See, in Lagos, I will quote PDP in Lagos. But at the phrase, before I quote the PDP, let me tell you why I believe them.
Okay.
I am a voter. I voted, I waited for the result to be counted. I snapped the result in my own place.
Can I break your heart? I don't trust situation rooms. In Tinubu's situation room, he won Lagos.
Good. I'm going somewhere now.
In Tinubu's situation room, he won Lagos. But then in reality, he did not win. So if in Peter Obi's situation room, they won this state, how? Based on what? I stand corrected though. Somebody said it too. I don't have all the facts.
I have to go. I need to track my order. My delivery guy has been calling non-stop before they take the order back.
Okay, God bless you, Ada, darling.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Ada. Anybody, and maybe I'll bring official Cheesy to replace Ada, because we need people to ask you questions. Continue.
As I was saying, the reason why I believe situation room is simple. I voted and I waited till the end. That was why I was able to confirm that the upload of presidential did not go through. In my presence, they did reps, it went through. In my presence, they did House of, Senate, it went through. In my presence, they did presidential, it didn't go through. Some other persons who voted close by came and were asking how presidential gone. We said no. They said in their own center it didn't go through. Now, when we look at the situation room, why do I believe in the situation room? It's very simple. Every party, they have their agents in the field. When they finish counting the result and the record, they tear a copy after they have all signed. They tear a copy of that result and give to the agents, which the agents send to their parties. And that is what they collate in situation room. So if situation room of PDP is coming to tell us that from what they received from their agents, which is true that every agent has a copy, Obi scored 986,000 plus. APC scored 155,000 plus, the PDP 147,000 plus, according to PDP. This is on television. Why I believe them is simple, because I know that where I voted, APC man had his own copy of the results. PDP man had his own copy of the results. Labour man had his own copy of the results. Nigeria Police Force had their own copy of the results. So it is that copy that they take to situation room. Situation room does not just talk from what they feel. They talk based on data that they gather. Now, Rasco, I'm quoting Rasco now. He said that if Atiku and Kwankwaso have come together with Obi, they would have defeated APC. I told him, I said it is not true. They would have defeated APC if they had come together in a situation whereby the results that INEC announced is actual. If it was the actual thing that came from the field that we were given, then I would have agreed that if there was a merger between some other candidates, they would have defeated the APC. According to Sowore said, when he was talking, in the beginning when he said Obi should come to Obi should not waste his time to campaign, Sowore said something, that we were allocated results. That was what Sowore said. And it is from what we are seeing so far, these results are allocated. They are allocated. In Edo State, as I speak to you, if you go to Edo North, check from the IRF, you will see that there was a lot of cancellation in Edo North results that was uploaded to INEC site. Why is INEC afraid of making this thing open? Tinubu have won the election. Is president-elect. Fine. INEC give us materials. Let us verify. If we verify and discover that we really lost, we will rest. But when you are now holding the material, you don't want us to verify. You told us that we lost. Okay, we accept. Bring materials, let's verify so that we can be sure that we lost. INEC is doing hanky-panky. At least it's not speculation, it's fact that INEC is going back and forth with the whole thing. Now they have postponed governorship election to 18th. But there is still the back and forth. The question is, if you really won the election as it was analyzed, why are you afraid of bringing this thing out? People have predicted before that Obi will only win the East. Their prediction became wrong. We told them that Obi was going to win Lagos. Now, we're not only talking about the South now. We are saying that Obi will win Lagos. They argued. And today, even from the results that INEC still brought, Obi still defeated APC in Lagos. Then the question now is why in Benue, Bungoli talked about one Reverend Father, just one man made APC to win. But remember that man is not a politician. The governor of Benue State backed Obi with full flesh. He backed Obi. Obedience are many. How come one Reverend Father now made APC to win Benue? It's something I don't understand. I also don't understand why in an election where you agree that it was the votes were religiously motivated, why will a reverend father who belongs to the opposite religion support the opposite religion? That now counters the issue of, people voted basically because of sentiment. No, people voted because they are tired of the system in Nigeria. And among the people that contested, really, the man who really spoke to Nigerians, we all know is Peter Obi. He spoke to Nigerians through every means. He campaigned around the 36 states of Nigeria. Now, he didn't expect that he was going to win election in all 36 states, but he will sufficiently have votes that will make him win the election in the overall. What we are saying, and that's why we went to court, what we are saying is the election results that we are seeing from INEC does not reflect what came from the field. That's why we have gone to court. If you look at Dino Bilaye, those who watch the coalition stuff, every single objection that Dino raised, every single objection that NPP raised, every single objection raised by Labour was not addressed deliberately by INEC. These are rules that were broken. The question is, if you break rules all the way from the voting center, you break it down to the final collation center, people objected, you never take into cognizance, their complaints, and then you announce the results, which still beats the law again. According to law, you have to win 25% in 2/3 of the states and FCT and FCT. All of us here went to school, and it's plus, and it's not all. So if the Constitution states and FCT, then even the results that INEC announced, which many of us disagree with, even down to the international observers who didn't vote or observed that this thing was not properly done, this INEC still went ahead at night. At least they never break. Even if anybody wants to argue it's in the morning, I was sleeping when they made the result announcement. They announced at about 4 a.m. the results, breaking every constitutional rules to do that. And when we say many people did not, there was let me tell you something. Nigeria as a whole, as a country, experienced calm when Asiwaju was declared president-elect. He even said it in his own speech that I know many of you did not vote for me. In his own acceptance speech, he said it, that many of you are not happy. You didn't vote for me, but you expected your candidate to be here right now. So that is even indicting on its own.
Hold on. Let me address that. Sorry, let me address that.
Even in Lagos.
Hold on, let me address that.
Okay.
6 million people voted PDP. 6 million people voted Labour Party, according to INEC results. Yeah. That is many people. In fact, that is most people.
No, that is true.
It's most people, because if you add PDP and Labour Party together, they are more than Tinubu. So the reason why it looks like a lot more people prefer a lot of people are not happy with Tinubu is because if you join together the forces of Labour Party and PDP and their supporters who did not vote, you will have a larger audience than those who voted Tinubu alone. But you see, it is not Tinubu's fault that a party broke into two and is now fighting at war against itself. Just my observation in that matter. What are your thoughts?
Let us look at the celebration. Asiwaju had a national spread of votes, but he didn't have national spread of jubilation. How about that? There was no national spread of jubilation, and the 8-point-something million people came.
Let me explain that to you. If you have only 25% of a state, like he had in many places, 75% are not going to jubilate because they lost. You see, when you are playing strategy, it's like if you watch Formula 1. Formula 1 is about points. It's not about how fast you are, it's about how many points you gather together, and at the end of the day, that's what will make you win the championship. Okay. So we need to also look at that, because I want to be as balanced as possible. Yes, imagine a state where only 25% voted Tinubu and then 75% voted Atiku. They are not going to be happy that Tinubu won. But you see, what they don't realize is Tinubu was looking at 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, then his core states. So strategically, what you are saying still adds up to the result that we have.
But let's compare this to NSAS protest. How many youths in Nigeria came out in the protest? Not up to 10% of the youths in Nigeria came out to protest, but the protest was heard nationally. Very few people. You see, we didn't have 1/10 of the youths in Nigeria, yet it shook Nigeria. So if 1/4 of the voters from 24 states didn't jubilate, if 10% of 1/4 jubilate, we will know.
Now, another thing I want us to know, another thing I want us to discuss is, in fairness to Tinubu, he had the least social media power. Atiku even had more social media power than he did. So where is people going to jubilate? They are not particularly strong on social media. Obi owned social media. Can we all agree on that?
Okay, that difference. Let me quickly say something.
Okay.
An accident happened in Lagos.
Mm-hmm.
Who put it online? Is it the supporters of one person or Nigerians?
Nigerians generally.
I see why the supporters will pepper us by putting it online. Then he has millions of people online. Even Obi supporters will video the jubilation and still circulate. Jubilation not there, now we not see video. We will not even be fair to Asiwaju to even say Atiku has more supporters online. Because Atiku said it that most of his supporters don't even have internet. He said it by himself. That majority of his people don't have internet. But Asiwaju never said that majority of his people don't have internet. In fact, Asiwaju has a lot of people, millions of people on the internet, people who were part of everybody. So everybody is present. For us not to see videos in those videos, the only video I saw was in Lagos, and it was not as if it's a spread. It's not a widespread thing. I saw one video from Lagos, none in Edo, none in Abuja, none in Delta, none in Ekiti, none in Oyo, none in Ogun. Abba. Majority won the vote, minority celebrated. That's why we are in court already. So we have passed the level of there's something. The only thing that can be done is in court. I am not saying that for INEC to be afraid to be fighting against PDP or Labour Party, cross-checking the materials. INEC really has something to tell us that they are really keeping, because if they didn't have, we see there's an information. You know, in many places where they submitted the presidential results, it didn't go through. You know what they did? They now submitted offline. As soon as they turn on the server, the results began to come in. Just like text message where somebody send, give you a WhatsApp message, you off your phone. As your phone on, it will drop. When those results dropped, people now began to see from within the sharp difference from what was in the polling booth and what came out of coalition center. And we have strong reasons to believe that these discrepancies may just be things that are, that make INEC agitated, because normally, why would you want to reformat? I mean, why do you want to reformat the system? Are you saying that only how many million people, less than 20 million people that voted, or less than 25 million people that voted? Is the system full? What do you want to reorganize in the system? Why not just go ahead?
Okay, bro. Okay, bro. Thank you so much. Peter Obi is now leading the Star Wars. Let's not forget about that. Big shout out to all of you. Team Obi is leading the Star Wars with Chibuzo Unwokoye. He sent 1,400 stars. If you're enjoying the show, go to Facebook. Search for Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. Scroll down to today's video and you will be able to buy stars on Facebook only. Now, real quick, Bongoli, do you have anything to say?
Femi speaks. Femi, nice to see you, my brother. I just want to if they can just give me 1 minute.
Okay, just 1 minute. And Femi, I'm going to give you 3 minutes because it was supposed to be just Bongoli against Bojile.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead. Let me hear you.
What people don't understand is that not every Nigerian is obedient.
That is true.
I repeat again. Not every Nigerian is obedient. Secondly, the youth supporting Obi, the youth are supporting 65% of the registered youths. And in the north, they are in the north, 65%.
How many
Now,
percent would
you to understand how they come? See, I don't know if you will talk, no worry. The other one is silent majority. And when Trump won his elections here in America, I'm not trying to compare or anything. If you said you were going to support Trump outside, they were going to mob you. How will you support such a man? Blah, 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 blah. One man told me something one day. He was a maintenance manager. I said, how did Trump win? He called my government name. I said, you know what happened? You know, you just go to the polling booth and just vote. You don't say anything. You don't talk to nobody. And the result will speak for itself. That's what he told me. Silent majority. They're not going to come on social media. They're not going to argue. They're not going to talk. Some people, they're not as strong-willed as I am, or have a very strong skin that can take insults every day continuously 247 for the last 8 to 10 months now. Not everyone can be like Bongoli that can take it. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is that NSAS did not get to the north. They'll say NSAS shoot Nigeria. NSAS did not cross the River Niger. And then lastly, our leader has already told us that we should be magnanimous in victory. We should not go and rub it in anybody's face. The country is already in a volatile situation. We are not immature like some certain supporters of some certain candidates. So we cannot be dancing all around and gallivanting. We are past the politics. We're thinking about governance right now. We're thinking about how to bring growth and development to Nigeria. We're thinking about how to renew our hopes in Nigeria. We don't have all the dancing up and up and down. Nigeria is a serious mess, as we're speaking. For a fact, our credit ratings are dropping. Our S&P ratings are dropping. Our Moody ratings are dropping. Our Fitch ratings are dropping. We have the lowest rating in the world. We are falling today. There's not going to be subsidy in June. You know what that means? People will be buying gasoline or PMS for 400 naira at least. We have no budget for subsidy. Those are the main issues that we're talking about here. I'm not here to come and be talking about hearsays or emotions and all that, because all what my brother is here is emotions.
Okay, let's hear from Femi and let me close the live. Let's hear from Femi and let me close the live.
One more thing, please.
All right, but very quickly, sir.
NSAS protest didn't cross River Niger. That is not true. Abuja in the south. It's Kogi in the south. It's Jos in the south. NSAS protest touch all those places. It's Kaduna in the south. So sometimes let's not generalize on something that is a fact and bend it. Now you agree that Nigeria is in a bad shape. But when it was campaign time, you told us Buhari is doing well. Now you agree that the place is destroyed. So we are bringing renewed hope. The people who destroyed the hope are bringing the renewed hope.
Okay, let's have Femi. I'm so sorry. I'm really tired, and I literally had to eat while I was hearing you. So I'm really tired. Femi, let me hear from you. 3 minutes, please, if you can.
Good evening, Daddy Freeze, and
good evening,
everyone. Well, I have to talk under 3 minutes so that Daddy Freeze can go and rest. Well, I've listened to both sides, and the analysis has been great, actually. If I am to be asked the question in this way, was the election rigged? I would say yes, the election was rigged and it wasn't credible. But the election was also informed by so many factors. But I first need to answer the question, was the election rigged? Yes, it was rigged because there were a lot of metrics that we can use to point to that case of election rigging. And one of it is the media manipulation. one factor that makes people to actually see that election was rigged is when there are media manipulation. And what do I mean by media manipulation? Media manipulation is when certain set of people or supporters, they started saying things in favor of a party so that many people can believe that that party is winning across board. And I must be sincere with you, one of these party that can actually be blamed for media manipulation is Labour Party, because I have many of them on my WhatsApp, and whenever they are actually coming to my box, they will always bring series of results telling us that, can you see that Peter Obi is winning in the southwest, is winning in the southeast. Even someone told me that Peter Obi is even winning in Osun State. And when I check across board, even on the internet, I can see that there are a lot of results that was favoring the Labour Party on the internet. And this is one of the indicators that actually election was rigged. And there are even evidences to prove. Because when we check the result of what was it called in Anambra State and some Southeast State, we can see that the election was massively rigged in favor of Labour Party. Because I am still trying to understand why a particular party we have 91% of the entire region, not of a particular state. So that means that every state in the southwest, is all about the Labour Party, which I disagree. Number two, metrics that I'm going to use to gauge election malpractice of a thing is intimidation and violent practices by many of the party supporters. And I will heavily blame the APC for this, because we can see that in their stronghold, especially Southwest, we can see a lot of harassment taking place during the election. We can see them that a particular polling unit, they will say, if they burn you, come and vote for that party, apart from the APC. We have video evidences that are showing on every platform, showing that the voters are being intimidated and even their rights were also being violated. So APC can actually be heavily blamed for this, and we can see that as a metric to say the election was actually rigged. Another thing that we can also use as a metric to say that the election was rigged is the voter fraud, which deals with the manipulation of the voting machine and impersonation. We saw in fact, River State, for example, and I think Ekiti State, for example, where we saw the majority of APC supporters, where we see some of them actually using multiple cards, and that was why Bivas was as well. Bivas was not used in some polling unit so that there could be impersonation. We can see that some people, they are just completing the ballot, the material, ballot paper, so that it can actually favor the APC. And we saw much of this in the southwest, the region of the APC candidate. There are evidences there which can be proven in court. And the next one is what I call the voters suppression, whereby they deny people the right to vote, which I stated earlier. Well, these practices were actually common to both the Labour Party and the APC. And there are a lot of videos as well showing, there is even one popular video whereby a man was bullied, was beaten for not voting Labour Party. And this is an instances that if we are going to cross-check or cross-examine what is happening in the Southwest and why they get the 91%, we are likely going to see the element of voter suppression in those areas. So with all these indices, I can conclude that the election was actually rigged. Well, that is my conclusion about the rigging of election. Now, the pattern of election, what actually informed the winning of the chief rigger of the election, which is the candidate of the Labour Party. Number one of it was that there was kind of disunity in PDP. And one of the disunity which Bongole has mentioned is the Peter Obi factor. Peter Obi was so ambitious, to attain Igbo presidency. And we can see that at the end of the day, the election showed us that it is not by the loud major minority it is by this election is being won by the silent majority. And that silent majority is actually common to Atiku and what they call Ashiwaju. These are the set of people that we can actually see that their silent majority actually brought a vote to them. Because before the election, the Labour Party were saying, by the trend of what is happening online, that Peter Obi will come fourth. And at worst, if he doesn't come fourth, he's going to come second. And if you can check my profile, I said it categorically that anyone that will win an election must be from a certain region. And I even said that Peter Obi is going to come third. In fact, I continue by saying that Peter Obi will not get 48 million votes. And all this happened. So that means that the obedient were so loud on social media. Unfortunately, they were silent, in the physical world. And this actually informed that if we had formed merger, if the Labour Party has formed merger,
all right, time up.
What we have.
We've been on for over 2 hours. Abiere said Obi had perceived popularity, not probably real popularity. At the end of the day, thank you all for joining. Thank you all for sharing your views. I have 3 different representatives of 3 different candidates. Bongoli represents APC Tinubu. Peter Ebojele represents Peter Obi, and Femi represents Atiku, PDP. And I'm glad we can have conversations like this from a very civic or civil, better put, point of view. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully on Tuesday we can have a clash of the supporters and discuss. Let's hope it doesn't turn into a fight, because it's not easy to bring candidates together. Make it no turn, waiting big past everything. But thank you guys. Love you all. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, I said I was going to announce on Clash of the Supporters, Peter Obi won today. So big shout out to Labour Party, who got the most stars through Chibuzo Unwokoye. Shout out to you guys. Take care. LUP, yes, now win today. Bye.